So I'd like to do a show where I get to talk about the songs that I like, or bands, or albums, uh, as inspired by Rick Beato's show, What Makes a Song Great. I really like the episode he did on Russia's Limelight, which I've gotten sick of over the past couple of decades, but from hearing him talking about it, it kind of rejuvenated my enjoyment of the music. So I'd like to do something similar for the stuff that I like, and hopefully I could somewhat transmit that joy. For this first episode, I'd like to do something by the band Muna. Their song Crying on the Bathroom Floor from the album About You. Uh, I really like this album About You. It's one of the best things I've heard in recent years, and it's the first time in I can't even remember that I like all the songs and wouldn't mind not skipping any of the songs because it's all good. The songs are written so well, and it's produced really great as well by Muna and someone named Dan Gretsch Margaret. The band also tours with some guy named Brian Robert Jones who plays bass, and he's really great. I'd really like to see them live sometime. So I'll be showing some things about the song with my guitar. As much as possible, I wouldn't wanna actually play the record, just because of late I've been hearing things from YouTube hosts about uh, being flagged for some copyright violations or some copyright claim, and I'd like to avoid that as much as possible. And so I'm just going to be talking about it and not actually playing the record, and hopefully that will appease whoever's in charge, whoever comes up with these rules. And so I begin. So the intro of the song, Crying on the Bathroom Floor, starts off with some disco type of beat in the key of B minor. And when the verse comes in, that that little that that chord continues, including the playing of the C. By the way, this guitar, I just bought it like a few hours ago for something like $50. The brand is, can't really see it because it's covered by the capo, but it's Segovia. Well, I've always wanted a 12-string guitar, and the price kind of justified it. So while that's going on in the verse, Naomi, whom I believe is the heart of the band, I think she's the main songwriter. Anyway, she's playing some Andy Summers inspired. And then she goes down when the bass moves to G. She goes. And some funny thing about the verse is that she's playing these notes, specifically this note, the C sharp. So I believe it's the ninth. At the same time that the bass has a passing note in C. So there is a clashing of notes, and it kind of bothers me. So whenever I do play along with it, I try to avoid that by playing. And then the second time I play down to the seventh. That way. So even when there's it's not much of a clash. And then there's some little break that goes on in the uh, with an A chord. So it goes. It's like an A suspended, because there's a note D, but there's also the note E played after. So I really love how the drums sound there. It sounds so huge, and it has such an effect on me. And then the verse comes back. Chorus, the backing vocals come in, so I'm trying to mimic that on the guitar, because there's a live. What's extra awesome is that Brian Robert Jones is doing these cool bass licks that kind of make up for the lack of huge sounding drums when played live. So the bridge comes in B minor. In the latter half of the bridge, instead of playing a B minor, a D major chord comes in. And it's kind of like light suddenly appearing in the darkness. Muna does a similar thing in their more popular song I Know a Place, where in the bridge/chorus, they play an E, and then instead of a B, which they were doing in the earlier choruses, they do a C sharp minor, and combined with the synth, it has a really great effect. It's kind of unexpected in light of the earlier choruses. So instead of playing that, in the bridge they do something. So back to Crying on the Bathroom Floor. So after the and then after a couple of repetitions of that chorus, it ends quite abruptly. But that's my favorite experience in the entire great album. And I hope that you can check it out yourself to see what I'm talking about. I'm putting some links down in the description so that you'll have access to the song, and you won't just and it won't be a you had to be there type of thing where I'm just talking about it and you don't understand. Uh, I hope you managed to understand what I'm talking about in spite of the rain coming in and and the fact that this is the first time I'm doing this.